So they're going to have a lot of questions about that. All right. Welcome, everyone, to the presentation today. This is going to be kind of an informal type of presentation. We're just going to give you some information, and I want to be sure that as we're going along, if you guys have questions, please, don't hesitate to do so. My name is Sherry. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the Director of Fitness and Rehab. And this is Melissa. She's the fitness director here. And so the point of this presentation is to try to answer a lot of the questions that we get from a lot of you about what is a Thrive screen, why do we do it, what are the fitness assessments, why do we do those? Yesterday in the forum, Nancy Mills, the regional director for the Rehab in the Mid-South region, was here, and she did a presentation about some of the different things that we offer from the Rehab and fitness departments. And one of the things that she mentioned was that we are now offering fitness assessments on an annual basis. So that's something new, and Melissa will be able to speak to that as we go through the presentation here. So just to start off with, as far as the Thrive screens, hopefully most of you know that the Rehab department offers a Thrive screen on an annual basis. And Thrive is a term that ACTS is using. They created an acronym, Thrive, and that acronym stands for Therapy Helping Residents with Independence and Vitality Effectively. And this is something that they, ACTS really wants to promote to all of you as a way of addressing your health and wellness, your fitness, and be proactive and look at more of a preventative type of way of looking at those things, and how can we help you with the preventative measures. So the Thrive screen is something that's offered from the Rehab department, and we do it yearly. Last year, we decided that we were going to structure it a little differently, and we had everybody come as a group according to where you live. So depending on what floor of the apartments you live or which area of the cottages you live in, we would contact you and let you know as a group, this is your time set aside for you to come for your annual Thrive screen. And if that time did not work for you, we would do individual ones based on your schedule. So we're going to continue that into 2025. It seemed to work really well. It was a lot of fun. Got a lot of feedback that it was a much better structured way of offering the Thrive screens, and we had a lot of participation. This next year, we're hoping to increase that participation. So whenever you had your Thrive screen last year, or whenever it was offered to you last year, that will be the same time this year that we will reach out to you to let you know when that is scheduled. We had the little door hangers as your invitation for your Thrive screen, and we're going to continue that moving forward. If you lived in the cottages, you had a flyer in your mailbox. But if you have any questions throughout the year of when are you scheduled for it, please don't hesitate to call our department, and we'll help you, either get it scheduled individually or let you know when your floor is scheduled to have that Thrive screen event. Okay, so what do we do in our Thrive screens? We look at 5 areas of your wellness, and these 5 areas have been shown to, with research, these are the areas that we want to be sure that we are maximizing our performance in order to continue to perform at our most independent level. And that's really our goal for all of you when we're offering these screens, is to provide resources for you to help you maintain your independence. We want you to stay living in your current level of care for as long as possible, and whatever we can do to help you achieve that, that is the point of us doing this. So the 5 different areas that we look at energy. Sometimes we call that endurance, and that test is a 2-minute walk test. So we have you walk for 2 minutes, and in that 2-minute time frame, we see how many feet you can go. And then those scores, all of our scores are compared to other standardized tests for people of your same age and gender. The other category we look at is balance. We do a floor transfer screen. So we want to know, well, for the balance, we do a single leg stance test. So we have you stand on one leg for as long as you can. We also want to know, are you able to get on and off the floor? Because if you're not able to get off the floor, then that is an indication of fall risk, and that there was enough weakness and balance for areas that we would want to improve on to allow you to be able to do that. So that's just a way of knowing how strong and how balanced you are, if you can get on the floor or not. Our strength test for the Thrive screen for the upper body is a grip strength test. So you squeeze a dynamometer, and we see how many pounds of pressure you can create. And then for the leg strength, we do a 5-time sit to stand. Some of you might have seen me do that yesterday. So it's just how many times you can stand up and down. Well, we ask you to do 5 times, and we time you as to how quickly you're able to accomplish that 5-time sit to stand. And then for flexibility, we're looking at your posture. And for your posture, we measure how well you're able to stand up straight and in good alignment. And then the last thing we do is we look at the mind. For the mind test, it's called a trail making test. And it's just a brief screen to see how well you can follow a sequence, a pattern, and kind of multitask. Based on those scores, for any of these areas, we would look to see, again, how you compare to other people of your same age and gender. And if some of the scores fall below average, we would make recommendations. Some of the recommendations may be, maybe we need to attend a fitness class to work on certain areas. Recommendation may be, maybe we need a more thorough evaluation in one of these areas that one of the skilled therapists can do to gather more information and then be able to give you a more specific plan. For those of you that may score right on average where you should be, we may give you some suggestions of how to improve that, because we may not want to always stay at average. Maybe we want to perform better than average, right? And a lot of that would defer over to the fitness department. We have lots of different areas where you can work on those strategies. Okay. Any questions about a Thrive screen? Awesome. So the next page we're going to look at here is the second page in your handout. And the first paragraph kind of goes over what I explained a Thrive screen is and the purpose of it. We are looking at unrecognized conditions. You may not be aware of some things that could be considered a problem or that would put you at risk. And so the Thrive screen gives us information to identify some of those areas that you may not be aware of, bring them to your attention, and then we come up with a plan of how are we going to help you through those things. And then again, like I said, the goal here is to maintain your independence for as long as possible. A lot of people come to me and they're concerned that if they come to a Thrive screen, that's automatically going to put them on the radar for moving to OBT or Willowbrook Court. That is not what we're doing. We want to give you strategies to keep you where you are for as long as possible. Okay? And I'm going to turn it over to Melissa to talk a little bit more about her screens. So that for the rehab department, our main screen that we do annually is the Thrive screen. And Melissa's going to talk more about the fitness screens that are new to ACTS this year.
All right, everybody. Happy Friday. What a wonderful place to be on a Friday afternoon. Okay, I'm going to start with this page right here where it says Lanier Fitness Estates Fitness Program. I'm going to start with that page. I'm not too sure what number it is in your handout, but if you can please turn to that. I am Melissa, your fitness director. I do believe I have seen or worked with a lot of you in this room already. I do see some of my clients in here, some of my students in here, but if you do not know me, I am Melissa, the fitness director. A lot of you have already met Emily, the beautiful redhead who just got married last year. She is our fitness trainer. She is doing a lot of the classes now, and she has also segued into personal training, and she's been with us a little over a year now. So we've been very pleased to be able to expand our fitness department and have Emily come on as part of our team. I do believe y'all got a copy of the fitness calendar. We put a copy of the fitness calendar in your in-house mailbox every month, okay? So that shows the in-person classes that we offer. We offer 24 in-person classes a week. Those are taught either by Emily or myself. We also offer virtual classes. Now, when it says virtual, do y'all know channel 901? Okay, you can pull that up on your TV in your house. But those classes show up on channel 901, and those are also on the fitness calendar. So if you don't want to come out to a class, you can do those classes at home. Most of them are seated classes just for safety. I don't really like to put standing classes on in-home TV. I think it's safer for you to come out and do those classes with us. We offer one-on-one group personal training. So you also have received a flyer in your packet that shows the pricing of personal training. If that is something you are interested in, we do offer personal training services. It is an additional fee. We offer 30-minute sessions as well as 45-minute sessions. You can pay single session or you can pay by a package. So that information is in there for you also. Something that we have always offered and you may not be aware of, especially if you're new, we offer one free fitness center orientation to all residents. So when you move in, you can schedule a time with either myself or Emily to meet you up in the fitness center where we can show you the machines, the weight machines, the cardio machines, and we can set you up on those machines. We give you a folder that has pictures of all the machines and we write all that out for you so that if that's something you want to do, you can have that information available for you. So if you haven't taken advantage of that and you do want to get oriented to the fitness center, that is something that you can schedule with us also. Fitness consultations, we are now doing consultations. This is sort of new and it sort of came on board with when we segued into personal training. That is a time that you can schedule with either Emily or I to sit down and go over your fitness goals, okay? So if you're having trouble determining what direction you want to take on your fitness journey, you can sit down with us and we can discuss that with you, whether it be you want to get involved in personal training, you want to get involved in classes, you don't know maybe the right place to start, okay? We can sit down one-on-one in a private session and discuss those goals with you and try to get you on the right path, because we definitely want to start you where you need to be, because sometimes we have residents show up in classes that maybe are too advanced and unsafe. So we want to make sure that you're really starting in the right place for you. So you can definitely set up a fitness consultation with us. I'm going to skip over the fitness assessments because I'm going to go back to that because I know I need to talk about that because that's also new. But fitness center availability, okay? That is on your fitness calendar it is in green. There are set times during the week that either Emily or myself are in the fitness center. And if you need to come and ask us a quick question, or maybe schedule an appointment with us, or maybe you need a quick setup on a machine, maybe we set you up on a machine and you aren't quite figuring it out and we need to go back over it with you, you can just pop in, okay, and sort of meet with us then. Because I know sometimes it's hard to nail us down because we're either teaching classes or we're personal training, so we're not necessarily in our office all the time. So that's a time where you can find us in the fitness center and we can answer a quick question for you, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the fitness assessment. So this is sort of new. A lot of y'all probably have done fitness assessments in the past, maybe even when you were in grade school. Y'all remember when you had to sit on the ground and reach on that box? See how far you could go to see how flexible your hamstrings were. Maybe you did it in gym class, okay? So this is sort of similar to that. So we are offering fitness assessments, and they are a series of tests to evaluate your physical fitness level. These tests can help you set goals and track your progress, okay? So what I'd like you to do now, go back to the page where it says talking points, please. Where it says talking points. And I'm going to keep my talking points. Unless Sherry had it up here. She did. We'll go back to it. And we're going to go down to the fitness assessments. So the fitness assessment measures cardiovascular fitness, muscular strength and endurance, flexibility, agility, balance, and power, okay? All of which are necessary to maintain overall health, perform daily activities, and engage in recreational pursuits and hobbies. The results can be used to establish a baseline or a starting point for developing a customized exercise program tailored to your individual abilities, goals, and preferences. These regular assessments can be used to track your progress and ensure that you stay on track with your goals and make informed decisions about fitness and overall well-being. These results of the assessments, they may identify areas of weakness or concern that should be addressed so that we can decrease your risk of injury and ensure safe participation in daily activities or hobbies, as well as an exercise program. Most of these tests, just like the Thrive screens, are evidence-based and provide a score in comparison to other people your age, okay? So this will help identify where you stand relative to other people your age and motivate engagement in exercise program to improve or maintain overall well-being. So it really gives you a stats. So maybe you're wondering, so what are the components of the fitness assessment? So if you go back to the first page where I was talking about what we offer, down at the very bottom there, you're going to see the components of the fitness assessment. Now, you don't necessarily have to do all of them. So if we sit down and we're talking and you're like, I really want my hamstrings to be more flexible, maybe we just focus on the chair sit and reach and we get your score there. So it's not necessarily that you have to do all of them. This test, this assessment takes about 45 minutes to an hour. So we have done it on certain residents as we were going through the training. So you have a 4-stage balance test. In the Thrive screen, you also do a balance test. But the 4-stage balance test is basically you stand on one leg, okay? And then you also do sort of a tandem stance. So you do a little more than just holding up the one leg, okay? So that's why it's called 4-stage balance test, all right? You also have you can choose between for your cardiovascular fitness if you want to assess where you are. say that's something you want to improve on. Maybe you want to be able to walk further. Maybe you want to ride the bike longer. I know I train Alex and he likes to do outdoor cycling, so cardio fitness is really important to him. So you can do a 2-minute step test or a 6-minute walk test. 6-minute walk test is fairly, straightforward. You're going to be walking for 6 minutes. The 2-minute step test is basically a high knee march, seeing how many lifts you can get in a certain amount of time. Sit-to-stands, boy, we love those, don't we? We all want to be able to get in and out of our cars, in and out of our chairs, in and out of our sofas, on and off our toilets, right? Maybe get up and down off the floor. So these assessments are very important. You can do, they're sort of spread out here, but you can choose between a 5-time sit-to-stand or a 30-second sit-to-stand. And then we measure those against people of your age and see where you are. The 4-square step test, it measures dynamic balance, agility, and power. And basically we set up sort of a square, okay, where you're stepping forward, side, back, side, forward, side. These are very important movements for functionality in your everyday life. We've heard of a lot of falls happen when people step sideways. Okay, they fall, they break a hip, okay? So you really want to make sure your agility and coordination is intact. And if it's not, say we do that test and you're just, not able, we can set up a program for you, a personalized program through a personal training that can help you improve that agility. Same thing with balance, same thing with cardio. We can set up these individualized programs for you through personal training if that's what you need. The plank. Who in here can do a plank? Can. Yeah? Can you raise your hand? You want me to do that? I was going to have you demonstrate. Can you do it though? No.
You want one hand or two?
Oh! So, Ken would rank, he needs the sit-to-stand test, but he can do the plank test. So there's an example. He would rank high in his plank test, but maybe he needs sit-to-stands, right, to get it on off the floor. Okay, so you're not gonna, but that is perfect. Very good. Very, very impressive. Very impressive. That's the plank. So not the side one, but just the one. He sort of went above and beyond. So that's the plank test. Measures your core strength. We've got to have our core strong. Okay, helps our balance, helps us walk up tall. A lot of times our balance is compromised because our core is just not strong enough to hold us up. So we can develop an individualized program for you to help strengthen that core if that's what you need. Okay. Then the chair sit and reach, of course. Hamstring flexibility is a huge, huge issue. We should be stretching our hamstrings every single day, okay, to be able to bend over and really be able to touch the floor. We need to have our hamstrings stretched so that we can get down and we can get up. A lot of people can't get up because their hamstrings are so tight, they literally can't even step forward, okay? So we can develop a program for you that can help increase your hamstring flexibility. And then the back scratch test, okay? You're supposed to be able, I'm doing this on my good side, usually. So a lot of times our shoulders are really tight, okay? And when our shoulders are really tight, guess what? We hunch forward, right? And we walk like that. Have you seen people that, are really rounded through their shoulders? So we need to create a program that can open up that chest so that you have that shoulder flexibility and that shoulder mobility, okay? So those are what those assessments measure, okay? So we are now offering those fitness assessments. Do you have to do all of them? No, but maybe you're concerned about your core strength. Maybe you're starting to have trouble getting in and out of a chair or down and up off the floor. Maybe your back is starting to bother you. So maybe you need to start to focus on your core strength, okay? Oh, I left off the arm curl. I'm sorry. The arm curl, you take a dumbbell. Basically, we see how many times you can curl it up in a certain amount of time. We need that upper body strength, right? We have to use that upper body to help push us up. So maybe your upper body is getting weak. So we may need to focus on triceps, biceps, front part of the shoulders, things of that nature. So again, you don't have to do all of them. I mean, maybe you want to do all of them. That's great. We do provide a, you don't have this, the fitness assessment results, okay? Y'all don't have this in your packet, but this is sort of one we did on a resident, and it will have the norms for your age. So when you do the assessment, we can compare it against the norms for your age, okay, and see where you are. The person that we actually did our practice one on scheduled perfect in all her norms. So she is doing good, okay? So it's not a scary thing, okay? It's something that maybe you'd be interested in doing. And we usually do it down in the atrium, you know, a private area where it's just, you know, just us. So it's not going to be done in the fitness center in front of everybody else, okay? So it's private. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely reach out to Emily or myself, and we can provide you with that information and get you set up. Any questions about that? Fitness assessments. Yes, sir.
When you did the Thrive test, I know last year we did it in here, did you do both components?
No, sir. Thrive and the fitness assessment are two different things. The Thrive is done through Rehab, and they do it in here. They do it in here, and they do it by your floor, okay? This is right now, this is the fitness assessment is more individualized through the fitness department. Did that answer your question? Okay. Any other questions?
Where do you start?
For which one?
You're doing stuff, but you don't, you know, to get a balanced program, where do you start?
So Thrive Screen is a good place to start. That's where okay, so assessments are new and this is all new, so we haven't really discussed it. What I would say, Thrive is where you start, okay? They're gonna provide you with some of those baselines right there. Now that we have these assessments, Sherry can actually refer you to an assessment, okay? So she can refer you to us saying, oh, we're seeing the sit to stand, we're seeing a balance issue, you know, things of that nature. Maybe you talk to them about core strength. She says, okay, we've got these fitness assessments now. She's gonna contact me, and then I'm gonna contact you, okay? Now, so have you had a Thrive Screen yet? You have?
Yeah, so the thing with the Thrive screens is that that's on an annual basis, and we're doing it the same time every year now based on, you know, your location of where you live. And that's really great information to look at you year by year to see, be sure you're maintaining your overall health and fitness, right? The fitness assessments are more specific, they're more individualized, and they can be done at any time during the year, depending on your particular need. So there are a lot of folks here that are already involved in fitness, either going down to the fitness center and working out down there, attending classes, doing personal training, or even just doing the recreational activities that are offered here. So what we're trying to do to expand this fitness program is to now offer a more specific assessment from a fitness standpoint to help plug you in to the areas that would most benefit you individually for those types of activities. Does that help explain it a little bit better?
Did it? If
Yes,
it doesn't,
no?
you can reach out to me for a consultation. We can sit down and talk if that's what you need. and try to figure out what direction you're wanting to go.
And I have
What
open.
I'm doing and what I need to do.
Exactly.
Right.
What you're doing, what you need to do, what you want to do. That sort of thing.
Exactly.
I do it like I did at 20.
Okay.
20 years old, yeah.
That's what I want.
Oh man. Well, we can get you there. We got amazing residents. Alex, he's still fairly new, and we've been working together, and Alex has amazed me. You know, he kept telling me, I'm strong, you need to push me. And I thought, oh my gosh. I thought, how hard can I push him? But I can push him hard. You know, I can push him hard. And it's amazing to watch what these residents are capable of. You'd be surprised what you're capable of.
Yeah.
So we're here to support y'all. And
Absolutely. And bottom line is, I have an open door policy. If you have any questions about fitness or therapy or exercise in general, please just stop by my office. I'm happy to speak with you, help guide you in the right direction. Melissa and Emily, they have set times now in the fitness center. It's 30 minutes, different days of the, different times, different days of the week. But so Monday through Friday, you'll find 30 minutes on that calendar that you can go down and ask them questions too, and they can help guide you as to what they would recommend as well. So we're just trying to give you more options at this point of how you can expand your fitness program. Yes.
I see a void, you see if you agree with me.
Okay.
In the Thrive test, you do have a memory component.
Yes.
I see a void here. Let's say you don't score as well as you'd like to.
Yes.
If you don't score as well as you'd like to on the physical side, you refer us to this. But you don't have any place to refer us to the other. Why not?
That's a really good point. So for those of you who couldn't hear, the question was, when we do our Thrive screens, on the mind component of that screen, if you were to score below average for the cognitive test for our screen, what recommendations would we have for you and where do you go from there? We do have speech therapy here, which does cognitive retraining. So our speech therapist, that is the bulk of what she does, is work with residents that need a little extra training in that area. But from what I've only been in this position for 2 years, but what I'm understanding is when COVID hit, before COVID hit, there were a lot of programs out there that worked on the brain bank, mindfulness.
we did have a program called Total Brain Health. And the purpose of that program, Ken, you were heavily involved in those programs, was to teach you strategies to retain information. It was a great program. They chose not to renew their contract with that Total Brain Health program. It was really beneficial. It was very popular. So this is something that we could possibly work with Life Engagement to
Wow.
come back up
Yes.
with a program. Now that we're not contracted with Total Brain Health, we can perhaps pull some resources. Vicki Daughtry, your Life Engagement Director, is fabulous at creating these types of programs. So this is something that if there's an interest in it, I can talk to Vicki. We're actually doing a 5K race tomorrow morning in 24 degrees. So this is something I can bring to her attention that residents are wanting.
Well, and the other thing I can let you guys know is that corporate has recognized that this is a void, like you were saying, of, what do we do? How do we work on these strategies? And since we don't have the contract anymore, what they have chosen to do is take a lot of that information from that program and create their own ACTS brain health program. And so they've been working on that all through 2024. They're continuing to revise that right now, and we're hoping that that's going to get rolled out before the end of this year.
And it's really good. You'd be really impressed with it. It
Yeah.
taught me a lot of strategies to retain information.
Yeah. So Axe knows this is an area that is you guys really need and are asking for. And they've been working on it behind the scenes. It may not have been very well advertised up until this point because they didn't know how long it was going to take them to complete it, but it's coming. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
On the brain thing you were just talking about, is it all in one, meaning we have to wait until they get it totally prepared before it gets implemented, or can it be implemented in pieces and you start something in the next several months?
That's a great question. I have not seen it yet, so I can't really speak about if it's an all or none, it's going to roll out everything at the same time, or if they're going to slowly introduce different things as they work on it. So I don't have the answer to that right now because I have not personally seen that program. But I hear that they're getting close, so that's really good news. Any other questions? All right, so just again, please do not hesitate to reach out to either Melissa or myself if you have any questions about our assessments, our screens, what do we offer, how do you get started in something. We are happy to help steer you in the right direction. So I thank you for coming today and have a great rest of your day.
Enjoy the concerts this weekend. Y'all got a lot of stuff going on this weekend.